Welcome to Just Thinking. Well, I'm back doing what I've learned to do, and that's just to think, right? Today I was thinking about the word jurisdiction, right? The territory over which authority is exercised. So I was thinking, I'm like, man, because you think about the different jurisdictions of territory or the region or wherever you live, like the city limits are covered by in the police jurisdiction, and the county is covered under the sheriff jurisdiction, and then you have the highway, that's covered under highway patrol's jurisdiction. So the territory over which authority is exercised. So in the city, the authority is the police, right? That's their jurisdiction. Or if we think about the way the government is set up, right? You have the mayor over your city, and then you have the governor over your state, and then you have the president over all of the states, right? So that's the jurisdiction, and then you have different regions and zip codes, and however that stuff is broken down when you have your representatives there, it's their jurisdiction and things of that nature. And that's just a general example of what jurisdiction is, the territory over which authority is exercised. But did you know that you can give someone jurisdiction over your life, over your territory, meaning your mind, body, and soul? You give someone that jurisdiction depending on what you engage in. So if you step over into someone else's territory, per se, then you now have given that jurisdiction. You now have to follow their authority, believe it or not. So, for example, if I say, oh, I want to enter or become a gang member of this gang, I'm now giving myself over to the jurisdiction of this gang. These are the rules that I'm following. These are the laws that I'm living by. And there's certain things that I have to do and engage in and put myself into because I've entered into this jurisdiction. And so what led me to that is I was thinking about sin, right? When I engage in sin, we know that sin is of the devil. So when I engage in sin, I'm now entering into the jurisdiction of the devil. So I'm giving him authority, right? I've handed it over to him when I engage in sin. So now I have to live by his rules and play his game. Right? And that can lead to anywhere because we know that he plays by whatever rules he wants to play by. So think about that the next time you choose to engage in sin. The fact that you are giving the devil authority, you're giving him jurisdiction, and he has the ability to play with everything. We've seen that in the story of Job, right? When he was given permission, boom, all hell broke loose. Right? Job started having trouble with everything, right? And it's the same thing when we give permission, and it doesn't even have to be verbally like, oh, I want you to come in, and nah, as soon as you start playing his game, now you've given him authority, and now you got to play by his rules, right? And I don't have to tell you what sin is. We all know sin is anything that goes against God, right? So anything that's not aligned, that's sin. Engaging in lying, engaging in cheating, engaging in being a fornicator, engaging in idolatry, engaging in any type of sin puts you in the jurisdiction of the enemy. And now that you're in that jurisdiction, now he has authority over you, right? And when he has authority over you, like I said, no holds bar, all rules and all whatever it is are out the door. You have to go by whatever he's rocking with. And that's how destruction comes, right? Because it's like, now, oh, you want to play in my game. And then once you choose to denounce the devil, he's coming at you even harder, because he's like, dang, I almost had him, right? So now I'm going to keep throwing everything his way. And we all know that he has no authority over God's children, right? He has no authority over that, but that doesn't mean that we can't hand the authority to him, right? So be mindful of that. The next time you choose to engage and choose to step over the boundaries of God, the boundaries that he set in your life, think about the fact that you're giving the devil jurisdiction. You're giving him authority, right, to rule over the territory. Okay, so we got to keep that in mind. And we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, right? Which is why we must denounce those sins. We must repent, right? Turn away from our wicked ways, right? And you have to do that often, right? Daily. We have to die to ourselves daily. But you have to be mindful, though. You don't want to live in that sin. You don't want to constantly give in to that struggle, because like I said, you're giving him the jurisdiction. I keep doing that because territory, right? If we're looking at a map in front of us, territory, right? This is my territory, my mind, my body, my soul, my heart. I don't want to hand that over to the enemy. So what I'm vowing to do is to practice, right, the things of Christ, the things of God. That way I'll continue to be in his territory, right? He continues to be the authority over the territory, and I'll be in his jurisdiction, but I don't want to step out of it, right? I don't want to step out of it. So be mindful that you can hand over jurisdiction to another power, right? To another spirit, to another being, to another organization, another group, anything other than God. You can hand that over. So be mindful. All right. Jurisdiction. We don't want to be in just anybody's territory, right? We want to be in God's territory because we know that he's our protector. We know that he is our guide. We know that he has our best interests. We know that he is the author and finisher of our faith. He is our creator. He knows, right, what we don't know. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. But we know that he will give us the desires of our heart, that he will give us perfect peace. He will give us mercy and grace. But when we hand ourselves over to others, they're not him. They don't have the power. They can be an illusion. They can be temporary. They can be whatever, but they can never be him, right? So watch who you're giving jurisdiction to. The moves you make decides whose territory you're in. God bless. Hopefully that helped you. It sure helps me. I'm telling you, when I'm on here speaking, I'm speaking to myself, and these are things that I'm putting into practice. But again, God bless. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you made it to the end. Like, share, subscribe, and come back. God bless.